Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Talk on the Clock Real Estate Podcast. We're going to
First one of 2024.
Yeah, first one of 2024. We're going to talk about some real estate and our perspective on that. If you're looking for some, something funny about real estate, if you're looking for some entertainment and some real knowledge in our perspective, well, I got my man Chris Chapman here. Say what up.
How's it going? Home Realty Center. Getting those listings, putting the houses on the market. Looking forward to a good 24.
That's right. 2024 is going to be good. It's going to be great. And that's why I got 24 minutes on the clock. So we're going to talk for 24 minutes once I tell you what we're going to talk about. A couple of things. We got an interesting video from Instagram. Chris actually brought this one in, and I'm glad he did because I think we can really riff off of this. This is going to be we'll tell you what it's about. But also, I got some headlines that have been in the Review Journal. Always want to talk about those. And finally, we have predictions. We're going to tease you with some predictions for 2024.
Predictions for 24. What is everybody thinking is going to happen? We'll let you know what we are thinking.
So how are we going to get to all that? Well, now you'll find out how. And we're going to put 24 minutes on the clock and get it going. So right now, here we go. All right, 24 minutes on the clock. Let's go. I'm going to play this video that you have here, and we're going to watch it. Well,
the middle class is getting priced out of Las Vegas. I'm going to show you the biggest culprit that nobody seems to be worried about. A Wall Street funded in Dallas, Texas-based corporate landlord called Invitation Homes just purchased over 250 houses located in Clark County. After that $98 million deal, they now own a total of 3,500 rental homes in Clark County.
Prices continue to rise.
The state is experiencing a housing crisis.
Is this why Nevada is seeing the greatest affordable housing shortage the state has ever seen and a housing shortage in general? Let's find out. According to this report, corporate investors, also known as corporate sharks, could own close to 40% of all U.S. homes in just 6 years. As of August 2023, according to their own financial statements, Invitation Homes had bought nearly 2,300 rental homes for close to $1 billion, and the year wasn't over yet. So unless you're benefiting from it, you're probably like me and also wondering what the actual fuck is happening. How can one company buy $1 billion worth of rental homes in 1 year? Your guess is as good as mine. At the end of the day, unless something changes, the corporate sharks are going to continue to do what they do, leaving the locals with fewer and fewer affordable options, all but controlling the Nevada housing market, raising your rent in the process, then evicting the ones that can't pay their new prices.
So what's happening here? There's Invitation Homes bought a package deal of how many did they say? 250 homes?
3,500 homes.
Well, they
said their portfolio now is 3,500, but they bought $1 billion worth of homes in Clark County, and that's just one corporate hedge fund. As we know, there's many corporate hedge funds that have descended on Las Vegas in the past 3 years, and their prediction in the video is if these types of companies keep buying at this pace, in 6 years, by 2030, that they would own 40% of the rental properties in Las Vegas.
Yeah, well, that's and this has definitely been something that I've heard for a while, which is that eventually they just want us renting. Everybody, So first of all, I'm going to say that your objective, if you're watching a real estate podcast, I know what you're interested in. You're interested in not having that happen. You want to buy real estate. You want to figure out how to get your hands on it and to make your life better and not be a renter
and not be outpriced
and be somebody who controls some assets.
Right. That's
smart. So this is the attitude that we have to take no matter what is happening around us, even if it's big conglomerates that are chewing up inventory, which they have been. That's legit. But here's the thing: this inventory wasn't like it was all in the MLS.
Right.
Okay. So what does that mean? That means that those 250, or can't remember if it was 250 or 260. Sorry, short-term memory. But that was a package deal of already existing rental homes.
Right.
This isn't new. This isn't scooping in new rental homes. What is interesting is that they've added to their portfolio of they have 3,500 already. So is this a fear-based, Instagram?
Absolutely.
Real? Absolutely. It is 100%. Is it also based behind some truth in the future? yes.
Is it informative and something to think about and consider? And know, even for us realtors, because I think all of us, just as a society, a city, a town, a community, obviously when we are out listing homes, these people approach us. They're obviously generally trying to get it off market first before it hits MLS, because they're trying to get it for
they're always
dirt cheap. Rob and I will get zillion texts a week like, oh, do you have any off market properties or fixer uppers?
Yeah, but they're looking for that steal.
Yeah, they want
like,
the
steal. I'll send them something. I just sent one the other day, and they just didn't say anything.
Right. You know? If the price is reasonable, what market value is, they don't say anything. If you're like, hey, it's $100,000 off, those are the ones that they're
but see, I'm buying that property.
Right, yeah. We can buy that property, fix it up, and then sell it.
Yeah, I'm buying that property and probably renting it out myself. So anyway, that's neither here nor there, but I think the point is, to me, is to this is my thing about media in general, is that a lot of it, the way they make the money is by fear.
Clickbait.
Okay, by clickbait, and including what you're watching right now. People on YouTube are constantly talking about the world ending and whatnot, and the doomers and whatnot. So why does that intrigue people? Because fear sells. It does. It just does. I think we all need to be aware of that. We need to be aware of the media that we're watching, and go ahead and have a brain on our shoulders to decipher what is really being said here. Now, again, that doesn't mean there isn't some truth to the story, and that you shouldn't be looking for your opportunity to make sure that if the worst does happen, that you're ready. It's just like if you live in a hurricane zone.
Prepare yourself.
Prepare.
Be armed.
It's probably not if, but when in that situation, right? You're gonna get hit by a hurricane if you're in the coast of Florida or something. So be ready, right?
Correct.
All right. Well, that's the way I see that, folks, and that's the way he sees it. So we're gonna move on to some articles in the Review Journal. Do
you have a couple articles wrapping up 23 or saying what's new on the market for 24, Rob?
So yes, I have some articles that one article sort of wraps up what happened in 2023 at the very end, which is very important. And then this one right here starts out 2024. What is going on?
Perfect.
Let's check it out. 2024 sees 8 homes listed at 18 million and higher.
Wow.
Okay, that's
incredible.
8 homes. I like the number 8. 8 is great. 2024 adds up to 8 and is dividable by 8. So that's great. All right. So yeah, we got some expensive homes coming on the market. What do you think about that, Chris?
Will they sell? That's kind of like my first.
Yeah, I think they will. I think. Listen, the Vegas is a popular spot.
That is.
I think.
And are they new construction or are
there's
existing?
a mixed bag? But most of them are newer. Yes.
There's a house in the Lone Mountain Estates that's near where I live, so I drive past it when I take my daughter to school, and it's been listed for $6 million for a while. So it's kind of always interesting to see. Well, obviously, those houses take much longer time.
Sometimes they do. Now, a lot of these modern ones are better set up, easier for people to digest and purchase, and that's what a lot of the wealthy are looking for. They're looking for something awesome like that. And out where the property you're talking about, a little bit more custom, just one-off. Right. Okay, somebody made custom choices, and guess what? Custom property, custom problems. That's what you're dealing with sometimes. And that's probably why that property isn't selling, because it was very customized to whoever the owner was. That's right. And also, price sells. The right price.
Anything will sell. Yeah. It has to be at the right price.
So they probably want a little too much for it, and the market's been telling them that for a while. Yeah. But they're like, no.
We're still going to get this.
One day my buyer's going to come along, and they may be right. So one thing I wanted to point out about this, what was the record sale for Las Vegas, Nevada? What was the highest record sale? It was $30 million. $30 million. And that beat by $5 million the previous highest sale ever. Wow. And that was in 2021. And that was Celine Dion's home. So that was in Summit Club.
Okay.
She had built that brand new. I mean, she built it and didn't even live in it. and but I think she started having health problems. So
Summit Club, we talked about that a few times. Mark Wahlberg and some of his purchases over there.
Shout out to Celine. I hope you're doing okay. Yes. So let's pop into this next thing. This is experts see lower, and this is going to go back to 2023, by the way. Experts see lower interest rates and higher new sales in 2023.
Oh, this is where we get up and start dancing, folks.
Yeah.
Lower interest rates.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm going to tell you that the buyers got up and started dancing.
Yes.
At the end of the year.
Yes.
So as you may know, as you do know, but many people might not know because I keep it private, I went out of the country, had an amazing trip to Thailand. But while I was gone, and then of course came back and did the holidays, basically I was not doing my update for about a month.
Right.
My weekly updates on what's happening every week in the market. Otherwise, I would have seen that trend no problem, and you would have known before everybody what was happening. But what I saw happen when I came back, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked. Folks, what happened was I left at the beginning of December, and I did my update, and we were about 63 and change, almost 6,400 properties on the market. I come back and I do my first one of the year, which really kind of entailed the last week of December. And it was down to, 56 and change. So
shrinking market.
A heavy shrink.
Yeah.
This is surprising because we're talking about a traditional time that we do see inventory go up from November, December, January, usually going to be pretty slow.
Right.
Which means that, you're not moving a ton of inventory. But
It moved.
It moved.
People are still moving to Las Vegas. We had a neighbor sell his house in December, almost at $1 million. It's actually the CEO of Centennial Hills Hospital.
Oh, wow.
Moved in next door. So
okay,
yeah, interesting.
Good spot for him to be at.
Yeah, good spot for him. He's pretty close up there.
Yeah,
beautiful area, and homes are moving.
Oh yeah, they're moving, no doubt. The ones that aren't need to lower their price.
Yes,
that's pretty much the bottom line there.
So if you're actually also selling a house, get in contact with this guy or myself, and it's a good time to put your house on the market. You don't have a ton of competition right now.
Well, before we go too far into that advice, we're going to leave some predictions here because
sounds good.
Let's see, we got 12 minutes on the clock, but because I do have a lot of what you're saying is going to get into that, but what happened is that we saw 8 straight weeks of interest rate decline.
Right.
And it was at 8s. That, speaking of 8s, when 8 is not great.
That's not great.
All right, I love 8. I was born March 8th, and my life number is 8. In case any of you hot ladies out there, no, I'm just kidding.
That read the stars that want to contact single man Rob here.
No, but this. All right, so
made himself blush.
Yeah, so 8 is not great when it's on your interest rate.
No, we don't.
That's the one time. And so it went from 8s down to mid to low 6s. It was at low 6s actually, when it got to its bottom. Buyers saw that. I was a little bit surprised too. Not terribly surprised because it makes sense. But the luxury people said,
right,
it's time.
It's time to step in to the arena. On
a jumbo loan, 8% versus 6.2 or whatever.
It's huge.
Right. It's massive.
Yeah.
On a 1.5, 2 million or plus, whatever you're getting your loan on, that's a huge deal. And so if it's a huge deal for luxury, it's a huge deal for you too. If you're buying your first home, if you're buying a home, in any range really, because that's what people saw. They took advantage of it and they dove in
nice.
December. Are you surprised about that?
I was surprised about that. Usually it's a little harder to sell a home during the holidays, and you don't see that many buyers because they're preoccupied with their own lives, but people continue to move to Vegas, and I think that's pushing the needle.
Well, Chris, I'm gonna have to confess something here. I think this is my fault. that happened.
You encouraging everybody to move to Las Vegas?
Well, no, I know everybody's moving to Las Vegas. You're coming to town, right?
Yeah.
But no, I took a vacation.
Oh,
well, if you want to create business in this business,
you just go on vacation.
You go on vacation.
They already need you.
That's what happened.
So next month, Rob will be taking another vacation to create some more business.
So expect the business to get booming on my next vacation. No. So anyway, that's what happened, folks. The December ended with a bang. And so let's segue right into some predictions. What's going to happen in 2024? There's a lot of talk about a lot of things. Probably key in on some big ones. Let's key in on the biggest ones. What do you think?
So I think that my prediction will be that the interest rate will continue to slightly go down. And we're going to see definitely more sales in 24 than we did in 23. So a slightly encouraging report for 24.
Yeah, I agree, especially when we look at the whole year. The question is when those rates, especially the Fed rate, come down, because right now we've actually, the bond market isn't moving the rates down anymore, and it may not. It was a pretty heavy movement, so it may not move them down much more through the bond market. But the Fed that controls that Fed rate, right, and then ultimately trickles down to the mortgage rates, they are definitely talking, we're going to change these rates. It's an election year, folks.
They want to look good. Somebody does.
Yep. So, and it's just traditionally that's when things look better for the economy. But I do think now a lot of people are putting a lot of eggs in the basket that the rates are going to come down in the springtime. What do you think? You think that's responsible?
I actually think that the best time to jump in the market, if you find something that you like, is right now, because you're not going to have a ton of competition.
Oh man, you're talking my language.
In the springtime, everybody tends to jump in and put their hat in the ring, and so now you're gonna, who knows? I don't know if we'll be dealing with multiple offers again during that time period. That's often the case.
Yeah, listen, if they change rates, I think we will be for sure.
Yeah,
if the Fed rate changes, not just the bond market, lowering the rate through that action, but through the Fed actually, because then it's an advertisement that, right, hey, it's time to get out and go buy for buyers. So I think that would create a bit of a boom. The problem that I see is already been forecasted in December. What happened when rates lowered just by the bond market?
The houses went quick.
And there wasn't enough inventory to replace that. So what's going to happen in springtime? Yes, we should get some springtime sellers. It's traditionally going to be a time that's when smart sellers come out to sell. So if you're a seller, are you hearing what I'm saying? It's a big effing year for you. I'm going to tell you right now, election year, you need to sell. You need to do it. Yep. Okay? Get it done this year. I'm not predicting out past this year.
Right.
Because right now, I don't know. Right? No, I mean, anybody who's smart should probably, relax.
Tell you that. Yeah.
And you could say some things about what's going to happen maybe in 25, but this year is what we're going to concentrate on. So sellers, that's for you to listen to, and buyers, hear what he said, because that's super important to me. Is that the beginning of the right now is your sort of last of the Mohican time for maybe getting sellers that really do want to sell and want to get that property sold as soon as possible. Some of those sellers know the springtime is coming, and so they'll wait to get better. They'll just go ahead, and if they're not getting the offer they want. But I don't think there's going to be a barrage of listings.
It's supply and demand.
I think it's going to be much higher.
The demand will be
more high demand is much higher likelihood than the listings suddenly shooting up.
Right.
Unless Invitation Homes decides to sell 3,500 homes.
Highly doubtful.
Highly doubtful.
Along with Progressive Residential and all the other corporate sharks.
Yeah, the sharks in the water.
The sharks.
And by the way, we didn't really even wrap that up. I think we should probably say that rental prices have not. One of the things they kind of indicated is that it's going to cost everybody more for rentals. So far, we're not seeing that. It's actually holding pretty steady.
Right.
Trying to get the next highest rental price, you better have a really nice rental in a really nice area. That's So sorry, I just wanted to
put
a lid on
tie
that.
a bow on that, yeah, for sure.
Because I think I just got a little jumpy and moved out of that segment too quickly. But so that's the basic prediction that I have overall, is that, and I think we're pretty in line on a lot of this. Now, I think the responsible thing to do is to bring interest rates lower, closer to the summer, if not in the summer.
Right. Spring is going to provide its own demand naturally by itself, especially in a market like Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So, and probably most around the country. So
yeah,
summer would be a more appropriate time.
Yeah. The only way that I would change that thought is if the bond market suddenly shot things back up to 8%.
Right.
You know what I mean? Other than that, I think that especially if the bond market holds rates where they're at, or relatively where they're at, this is a time to be gentle. All this damage, there has been damage done. There's been people affected by this, these rates going up in the last, over a year.
Well, you tell me. I know a lot of clients that I had, they decided to, no, I'm gonna rent another year, or they get really frustrated and they said, oh, forget it. I don't even want to try to buy something.
In every way, whether
the effect is there.
The biggest people that got hurt, most people that got hurt were the buyers. The people that were on the edge, people that were maybe first-time home buyers, trying to squeeze into a home, and then they realize, they look at the numbers and they're like, this is bananas, I can't do it. Those people got hurt on the front line, and then the industry itself. Right. And there's been a lot of people now, for I think for myself and for Chris, we probably are like, good, get rid of these people who are looking for the low-hanging fruit in our business.
Right.
They're generally not good for the business, because a lot of times we get that, that's where realtors get a bad name, in my opinion. People that just come in and want to take advantage of when it's a good, easy market for them, and then they make sales, and then they make mistakes, and people get disgruntled that their agent didn't help them in ways that they probably should have.
And now they're no longer in the business.
Things like that.
Right.
Yeah. So that we're shedding some skin in that way, and that I don't think is bad. But people that, other people, appraisers, inspectors, you name it on down the line. Even now, the contractors are doing okay, because I'll wrap that up in a second. But the people, everybody's taking a pay cut in those sections.
Right.
There are the ones, just like with the realtors, that are going to stay strong regardless, but a lot of those people have taken a pay cut. Anyway, this isn't a complaint section. It's just being honest about that. So the contractors, though, they've remained strong, and this has actually been an advice that I've had to my clients. Contractors have remained busy because you're not moving.
Right.
You got your 3% rate. Well, what can you do? You can improve your home.
Absolutely.
Now's the time.
Kitchen remodel. Or
some
new flooring.
If you hate that home because of something that you could change, do it. All right. And then all you did was put value into your home. It's a big piggy bank. You just put value into the home. And Vegas is looking strong like bull. So I have no problems with you doing that at all.
Strong, stay strong.
Strong, stay strong. Strong like bull. To all you Tauruses out there. All right. So, yeah, we whipped through all that. Any other predictions? Any other thoughts that would make
No, I'm excited about 24 and looking forward to working with a first-time buyer that I have.
Nice.
Coming up here in January and February. And
good luck, man.
Yeah, another friend that might have to sell his home. He lives in California, but he bought out here a few years ago. So excited to get the show on the road.
Yep, I'm starting out with a bang. I'm seeing quite a bit of interest and opportunity for people out there. So if that happens to be you, again, we're not just doing this for a big old advertisement. We want to show you that we know what the hell we're doing first. But if you like one of us, this is like, yin
and the yang.
Yeah, hey, you like me? Huh? Come on. No. We are here for you, and that's what it's all about.
And houses, that was Talk on the Clock.
Yep, houses
24 minutes.
And you. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Actually, we're done.
We're done,
folks. Thank you for joining us.
This was Chris Chapman.
That's right. I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Rob Hau. I'm all about houses and you. And now you know how when you're ready to buy or sell a home in Las Vegas, Nevada. And here's Chappie.
Your Vegas Realtor, Chris Chapman. Guys, have an awesome week. See you on the next one.
We will see you on the next one. And my number and all contact information is below, all along with his information. I'll put it there as well.
Thank you very much.
Yes, of course. And so, folks, let's get banging in 2024. Strong like bull.